No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? This Raiders Mailbag is presented by Manscaped. You guys know what to do, right? You got to go to manscaped.com/Raiders where you can get 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. I use the Lawnmower 3.0 every single week. If you have any other questions about some of the products, like they got crop mops, literally wipes for your balls. Like, it is a great idea, and you're not going to smell. I promise you that. Manscaped.com/Raiders. This first one's coming in here from Christopher Leonard. Chances we sign Casey Hayward to help our defense. I'd give it one Chucky head at this point. I appreciate the super chat. Also, Christopher, he's a good veteran corner. He's about 31 and a half years old. He's a player that I've brought up on this show multiple times. However, I don't know if this is the veteran corner that they end up going with. I know the reports out there that they wanted somebody. This is somebody that I thought that they could definitely go with, especially with the experience with Gus Bradley. But as it stands right now, you could basically give me almost any single veteran cornerback at this point. I'm going to go ahead and probably give it one Chucky head. All right, we got another super chat coming in from Brett. Mitch, love the show. Raider Nation appreciates you. How do you feel about Ambry Thomas and Derek Barnes as late-round targets? If I had to pick between the two, I'd probably go Barnes. Barnes has actually been a player that's been shooting up my boards a little bit. And one of my good friends is like, hey, this is a guy you got to check out. This is a player that I really think could help out the Raiders a little bit later on. It's just no disrespect to Thomas. I'd probably end up going Barnes. I think it also probably fills a bigger need. All right, we got Schultz, 16. You were right about the Raiders cutting Hurst and Key. Appreciate the love. If you could cut another player, who would it be and why? Okay, so if I had to cut another player, first we'll go offense and then I'll go defense. The name I'm going to bring up here is Jalen Richard, and the reason is because he already went out and signed Kenyon Drake to a pretty big contract. Not a lot of money this year, but you're paying a running back $14.5 million. It's kind of a big deal. The Raiders, they also tried trading Richard a little bit earlier on this offseason. And if you can cut him, you can save $3.5 million. If you bleed silver and black, you'll know this. Like, I like Richard, and I know a lot of Raiders fans like Richard. But really when it comes down to is $3.5 million for a running back who really only had 20 touches last year. I'm going to save that money, and I'm going to go ahead and invest it on the defense. Speaking of defense, the other guy I'd get rid of is Nevin Lawson, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders do this sooner rather than later. So he's gotten suspended again. So in 2019, he was suspended 4 games for PEDs. This season, 2 games for PEDs. Like, they went out and they signed Rasul Douglas, and they already are going out, and they had a guy come in for a visit from, he played with the Titans and he played from the Falcons. I can't even remember his name. I just talked about him. But at the end of the day, Nevin Lawson to me is a player that he's an okay dude, and he's just somebody that I think at this point I'd be okay with them moving on from. But if you were to ask me who's the more likely one, I still might go ahead and say Jalen Richard. So I am going to ask you all this question here. Should the Raiders cut Richard? Y for yes or N for no? When I say it out loud, cutting Richard hurts my heart a little bit because there's not too many players for when I first started doing the show that are still on the roster. And Richard was one of those dudes that I really liked. I liked his gameplay. I've met actually some people that represent him, and everyone that I talk to say that he's a pretty nice guy. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to make this team better. And if I am going to play GM here, you move on from Richard, you save $3.5 million. We got Gilbert. What up, my man? I want everyone to type Raider Nation for life down there in the comments section. Gilbert, appreciate the super chat, my dude. What up, Samuel? Do you think that Javin White is similar to Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah? I do not. And maybe you want to say like in terms of overall build, but in terms of athletic ability, it's not really all that close to me. Javin White is a good player, but Javin White is a depth player. When it comes to joke, I mean, he's no joke, right? Like, this guy is a legit athlete. He reminds me a lot of somebody like a Derwin James. And if you want to be able to use them in similar roles, like, I actually think if the Raiders draft Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, you could see Javin White come in here and there to give him a breather and play that role because both guys can go sideline to sideline. But sit here and say that they're similar, that's actually not fair to Jeremiah. All right, let's go to Edward. Appreciate you getting your question in here on the Raiders Report. The signing, I believe you mean of Douglas, how does it or change our draft early, or will it at all? I think that it changes it in the idea that the Raiders now will no longer go with a cornerback in probably their first 3 rounds. If they do, it's simply because a guy like I don't know, Caleb Farley falls really far, maybe down to like pick 79, or one of these other players like a Greg Newsome, somebody that I know Mike Mayock likes a lot, falls down a little bit. But cornerback was a need, but the Raiders, in my opinion, still have a need to go out and get a veteran corner. That's what they wanted to be able to do. So the fact that they were able to get somebody at 25 years old with 4 years experience is good, but I think all it means is this: the Raiders don't take a cornerback in day one or on day two. Now, today's show is presented by Manscaped. They save balls, and their slogan is, guess what? Your balls will thank you if you go ahead and get started here with the perfect package. The Lawnmower 3.0 fits perfectly in your hand, an 8-hour battery life, and there is a little bit of rubbing and tugging, but it's not from this product. It's from your girl after she gets done using this on you. Manscaped.com/Raiders, 20% off and free shipping. I know Father's Day is probably a few weeks away. If your wife needs this like random gift for Mother's Day, or if somebody special in your life, I don't know about you. I know there's gifts that you could give people. She might like it. I mean, it's worth a shot, right? Manscaped.com/Raiders. Go ahead, try it out. I promise y'all, this deal is for Chucky heads. You're not going to find a better deal out there. It's in the comments. It's in the description. Go ahead, take advantage of our sponsor, Manscaped. I love them. I use their products all the time, and I've yet to meet anyone that's been disappointed. So go ahead, take advantage of the deal. Randy Bristol, what's up, my dude? Hey, Mitch, why is there so much buzz around Vera-Tucker? There's a lot of buzz around Vera-Tucker for two reasons. One, he's a USC player, and anytime you see USC players for whatever reason, or guys out west, they always get connected to guys for the Raiders here. Oh, boy, $50 super. Here we go, shot time. But the other reason is because obviously the Raiders need offensive line help, but for anybody out there that says Vera-Tucker is connected to the Raiders, I don't really think they're doing their homework personally. He's a great guard. The Raiders are not looking for a guard in round one. I'm sorry, they're not. They're looking for a tackle and a right tackle. Why would you draft somebody that played left tackle and left guard? I've talked about it a few times. I appreciate your question, but no, the Raiders, they're not going to go ahead and take Vera-Tucker. All right, Ramon. Raiders, love the show, Mitch. Jeep up the hard work. I will continue to Jeep it up, you promised. And then, again, everyone, go down in the comments and spam Raiders. Let's go to a $50 super chat from Jose. Jose, you're trying to make me not be able to see, that's for sure. Mitch, Raiders, if you was the Raiders coach, which will be your straight-up picks on all draft picks, we need a freaking right offensive tackle and a safety. So I would say this. If I had a perfect draft and I could get the guys that I wanted to be able to get at the spots in a perfect world, I mean, realistically, if I could figure out a way to get like a Rashawn Slater at 17, and then if I could get somebody like a Richie Grant at 48, I'd be really happy about that start. Now, some of you are like, wait a minute, like, our guy's going to slide? How about this? I've done a lot of mock drafts on the channel, and I continue to be able to put out more content on the channel. But, Jose, if you want to go ahead and send me your ideal mock draft, I'd appreciate it. Everyone out there, please go ahead and do so. It's at Mitchell Renz 365. But I appreciate everyone that's putting those supers in. And, Jose, cheers to you. And also, we hit 77,000 subs, so I think the next goal is this. We got to get to 78,000 subs. I was going to go ahead and say, like, let's get to Colton Miller's number because that's technically what Colton started out with at 77. Now he's 74. But I appreciate everyone that's already subscribed. So if you haven't yet, please go ahead and join the show. I'm going to take a shot here. Hang on a sec. That was for the $50 super chat that Jose sent in. Now, for everyone out there, I'm always telling you, hey, subscribe, turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss a thing. And I also want to be able to give some love to the people that do have those notifications on. And we've been doing this the last month, maybe two, the first comment club. I challenge y'all, who could be the very first person to comment on a video? And if you go ahead and you achieve the goal, I'll give you some love. So on April 19th, I did 2 videos. The first comments were from Untouchable Raider 1960, which is basically, he's good about every week for first comment club. Rico Leno, Giovanni, Alexis Gomez, and then Jake Peters. Much love to you guys. I appreciate they have your notifications on. If you don't know how to turn them on, it's the thing that looks like a bell. It's right underneath the video. Click the bell and then click all. All right, let's go to Cameron Overfield. Super chat time. If Sewell or Slater falls to pick 11, how much would you offer the Giants to trade up for one of them? I mean, if both of them are available, you go ahead and you try to get Penei Sewell, right? Like, that's the guy you try to trade up for. I think if that's the case, you probably give up pick 17. You're probably also going to have to give up either pick 79 and 80, or if you really, really want to be able to get the deal done, you do 17 and 48. But, Cameron, if you're watching this live, I got some trade-up ideas coming up here in a little bit. All right, Emmanuel, thoughts on drafting Samuel Cosmi? So Samuel Cosmi is an offensive tackle that I like, and he's from Texas, but there is a little bit of a tier gap here, right? And what do I mean by that? Cosmi is my 5th-rated offensive tackle prospect. If Tevin Jenkins, if Christian Darrisaw, Slater, and Sewell, if they're all gone at pick number 17, I do not want the Raiders to draft Cosmi at 17. Like, that's not what I want. I would rather them wait until pick 48, and if Cosmi's still there, you take him. And if he's not there, you could take a guy like a Radons from North Dakota State. You could take a guy like a Christensen from BYU. Like, you could go a lot of different routes at that pick number 48 spot. But if Cosmi's sitting there, I would think that's pretty good value at pick number 48. So how about this, y'all? When will Cosmi get drafted, first or second round? I know a lot of the people that I talk to see him going in round 1. However, and a lot of the mock drafts that a lot of these other guys like Mel Kiper and Todd McShay have been putting out, he's been going in round 2. And for me, I would rather see Cosmi go in round 2 because that means this. The offensive tackle talent is still going to be there a little bit later on. Now, if the Raiders go ahead and take a Tevin Jenkins, or if they take somebody like Darrisaw at 17, that really is going to bump up Cosmi's value. But the further and further guys like Sewell and Slater slide down the board, I think that's more and more the way that Cosmi gets pushed down. I'm a betting man, though. I'm going to go ahead and type my 2 for the second round. All right, we got La Realizia Norteña. Hopefully I got that right. What do you think about trading back a few picks to draft Greg Newsome, pick up some picks, and see if we can draft the tackle Eichenberg? I like Liam Eichenberg a lot. He's actually probably my number 6 ranked right tackle in this year's draft. I think he's very good. I know that he played a lot of left tackle, but I'm a believer that he's good enough to go ahead and play right tackle as well. I like Greg Newsome a lot. However, I don't see the Raiders going out and drafting a corner with that pick number 48. And if I'm being realistically, I don't even know if he gets out of round 1. There's some people that I talk to that really think that he could be a first-round pick. So in terms of him being in silver and black, probably not very likely. But Liam Eichenberg, pick 48, that is phenomenal value. And if you like that value, wow, that is a big-time super chat. And if you guys like that value, go check out the mock draft that I did where I had a whole bunch of other Raiders analysis and insiders with me. And one of the picks was Liam Eichenberg. All right, let's go to Todd S. What up, Todd? Karl Joseph starting at free safety or nah? I personally wouldn't start him at free safety. He's a good player and he's a depth player. And I think all of us sitting here are like, okay, like we like Karl Joseph. However, I still believe that Jeff Heath would be a better covered safety and could fill that cover 3 role better than Karl Joseph. Joseph, to me, was brought in to be a little bit extra depth, just in case a guy like Jonathan Abram gets hurt here and there. Then you could go to a reliable guy that knows, what you're trying to accomplish. If the Raiders go into week 1 and their starting safety is Karl Joseph, you're going to be pretty upset. Now, in terms of Merrick or Richie Grant or Jamar Johnson, those are probably really the only other guys that I'd be really confident in being able to start over a guy like Joseph or a guy like Jeff Heath. But I am hoping that, no, he's not going to be the starting free safety. All right, we got a big-time super chat coming in, $69. Here we go. Pay attention, class. Gruden did not go pay Kenyon Drake stupid money and have Jacobs just not pick a tackle in the first round. Go Mitch. Did I read that right? Josh Jacobs, just do not pick a tackle in the first round. Go Mitch. Okay. So, you're saying that you don't want the Raiders to go ahead and draft a tackle, and Gruden did not go pay Kenyon Drake stupid money. See, what do you consider stupid money? Because I think $14.5 million in a running back is a little bit high when it really wasn't a major need. Is he only making $3 million this year? Yes. But then that means he's going to make $11 million next year. And I think the other thing you really got to look at is the guaranteed money. Gruden gave Kenyon Drake essentially $11 million guaranteed. The next closest running back was around 4.5, I believe, and that was Chris Carson. So was it a horrible deal? No. Do I think it was really a smart move for what the Raiders really should have tried to do? No, not necessarily either. But JT, I appreciate the $69 super chat, and I'm going to take a shot of fireball to that. So, wow, let's get weird. All right, y'all, if I didn't answer your question on the show, or if you want to go ahead and DM me some more questions, you can go ahead and do so at Mitchell Renz 365. I'm going to take a shot of this. Give me a sec. And if you also want to go ahead and send me your mock drafts, I mean, I've been grading probably close to 50 to 60 mock drafts every single day. Now, I don't go into like super in-depth of why I gave you the grade that I did just because I'm trying to get through them all. But if you want me to grade your mock draft, do one on PFN Simulator. Give me a follow and then DM it to me on IG, Mitchell Renz 365. What up, Looney Rooney? Today is Doge Day. Who's holding, right? Who's holding to the banana? Okay, so to the moon. That's to the moon. That's funny as hell. It's funny because we've literally been talking about that all day out here at Chat Sports, to the moon and Doge. But no, I'm not in Doge. I don't do that stuff. I work way too much to be involved with all that stuff. All right, let's go to JT Douglas. Sorry, typo that should say just not pick a tackle in the first round. Laugh aloud. Jenkins, baby. He plays angry. He's the ultimate Raider. He does play angry, and I think he would be a great fit in the Raiders. And I'm with you. Like, when I think of a player that would fit great in silver and black, it's Tevin Jenkins. For everyone out there that loves Richie Incognito because he brings that toughness, that's what you're going to get in Jenkins. So, JT, appreciate the super. Let's go to B-Rabe here. Mitch, great trading back and getting Vera-Tucker and selecting Holland at 48. I mean, if you're going to trade back and get Vera-Tucker, I mean, I'm okay with it. It's just then you still have to fill a major need, right? Like, I don't know where you're going to put Vera-Tucker. That means somebody like Denzel Good or Richie Incognito, they're going to get bumped, and it's probably Incognito. And then Holland at 48 at this point is a little bit too high for me.